Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. I have really awesome news to report, you guys. Matt Gaetz's ex-girlfriend testified before the grand jury today. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so here's what this means, and here's what went down. According to several news outlets, she was seen entering the building where the grand jury is meeting to talk about his case. And she's been in discussions, apparently, with prosecutors for months. Evidently, what they've been talking with her about is working out some sort of deal, some sort of immunity deal that would allow her to avoid prosecution for obstruction of justice in return for her testimony against Gaetz. And I'll explain what that obstruction of justice charge is about in just a second. But they're not releasing her name due to privacy reasons. But Insider reported that this is the woman with whom he had an open relationship for 2 years, like throughout 2017 and 2018. And they say that she is one of the women who accompanied Gaetz and Greenberg and those other women on that infamous trip to the Bahamas in 2018. Also on that trip was the then 17-year-old girl who's at the center of this sex trafficking or investigation into Gaetz. And according to a legal source that's familiar with this investigation, Gaetz is being investigated for 3 separate matters. They said the first is the sex trafficking of the 17-year-old minor. The second is a violation of the Mann Act, which is the act which prohibits the transport of any human across the state lines for the purpose of prostitution. And then the third potential crime is the obstruction of justice charge. So, or potential crime and charge. And so that would be the same charge or stemming from the same issue as his ex-girlfriend. And here's what that's all about. Here's how that all went down. That charge or potential charge stems from the call that took place after Gaetz's investigation was made public. So it's been a while since I shared that story. So just to refresh everyone's memory, Gaetz allegedly spoke via a 3-way call with this ex-girlfriend who just testified before the grand jury today, as well as another woman. So all 3 of them were on a call together and they were discussing this case. Now, the other woman, not the ex-girlfriend, but the other woman who was on that call was already working with federal investigators, and she recorded that conversation. So prosecutors say that during that call, Gaetz attempted to obstruct the investigation, obstruct justice. And apparently the ex-girlfriend must have also taken part in that or colluded in whatever scheme he was cooking up, I'm assuming. So, ruh-roh, gigantic cranium Gaetz. I mean, sounds like he's in a little bit of trouble there. Another thing that just came out within all of this is that the alleged sex trafficking victim, that 17-year-old girl, she apparently already talked to investigators and admitted to having sex with Gaetz. So this is all awesome news. It's just so good because, even though you have the cooperation and testimony of Gaetz's former BFF, Joel Greenberg, you need to have others who haven't been convicted of a ton of crimes, because the defense can easily poke holes in Greenberg's story. They can easily make him out to be a proven liar, which he is. He's a cheater. He's a thief. I mean, the guy has no morals whatsoever. And they're just going to paint him as someone who's just trying to get a reduced sentence. But if you add in the 17-year-old victim, alleged victim, I should say, Gaetz's ex-girlfriend, all of the documentary evidence from the Venmo and the Cash App payments, shit starts to get really real. I'm hoping that because she is at the center of this and they have been working with her for months and she's finally there, maybe this means that we're getting close to the end of the line. I also know that Greenberg is supposed to be sentenced in not too long. So, tick-tock, it's coming. I will let you guys know as soon as I hear anything more. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.